Hey y'all, happy Monday. So since today is Martin Luther King Day, sorry, this hair is a mess. I really wanted to be able to share some of his quotes. For me, he's just somebody that I really look up to. I'm sure we've all, used the comment, I have a dream. Many times before in our life. We've used this in different situations, and I think the statement in and of itself is really impactful, especially when you look at Martin Luther King's life and all the things that he accomplished, and the message of hope and love and tolerance and equality, and everything that he was about. It's all something that we can strive to be. And really, all of us have what it takes to send a message of hope, to love those around us, to treat everybody equally, and to not judge, and to forgive, and to not be bitter. We all have those qualities within us. It's a matter of making a choice to do something different and to be a part of the solution, rather than getting sucked into anger and resentment and bitterness and pushing our own agenda that really isn't an agenda that we've been put here to push. We've been put here to treat each other equally, to love each other, to forgive each other. And I understand that there's anger and resentment in the world, that if you feel harmed and you want justice, I believe that, Martin Luther King talked a lot about justice as well. But the main thing that he always talked about was peace and forgiveness and love. And that doesn't mean that people haven't hurt you or wronged you, or that you're not allowed to have your feelings. But it's is that weight worth carrying? Is that weight of the anger and the bitterness and the resentment, is it really worth you holding on to? Because there's precious moments in life that each of us miss out on when we're resentful or angry. I mean, I can think of a ton of different issues in my life that, had I chosen forgiveness and love and tolerance, I would have been able to be of service a lot more than I was. And of course, none of us are going to be perfect. That's not the intention. But as humans, I think we frequently forget what we've been put on this earth to do, and we get distracted by money, property, prestige, this thing, that thing. And I know I've talked about in my videos before in regards to us getting distracted by things that don't matter. But it's relationships matter. Relationships with people matter. Speaking up matters. Not sitting silently. And that's a lot of what Martin Luther King talks about too. And I just wanted to read a couple of his quotes. I mean, there's a lot of them here. But one is, we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. I love that one. 2, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Forgiveness is not an occasional act. It is a permanent attitude. That one gets me, because it is, and that comes along with an attitude of gratitude. An attitude of forgiveness is saying, okay, I'm going to forgive that person, and being able to see the good in that person, even if there's a lot of bad, is being able to forgive them, because that is the right thing to do for them and for you. It doesn't mean that situation didn't hurt you, but forgiveness, we all are capable of forgiveness. We're all capable of it, whether we think we are or not, or whether we think harm that was done to us was too much. Forgiving somebody is powerful. It's powerful for you, and it's powerful for the other person. And when one person starts to forgive, it's like a ripple effect. And this doesn't mean let people walk all over you. I mean, there's a fine balance to this, but forgiveness is freedom. Forgiving it's just freedom. So 4 was, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. 5, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. I love both of those, specifically the number 5, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase, because that really explains faith. because in faith, you don't necessarily have answers, and it's just having faith that this is going to work out. And that's explained perfectly. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase, and it's just putting one foot in front of the other and knowing that the staircase is going to be there. 6, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? This is a great question that I think all of us should have in our daily lives. If we are going through every single day saying me, 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 there's no room for service for others. And for those of you out there that are in service positions, whether it's jobs, whether it's in nonprofit stuff, whether it's going to the homeless shelter and being of service to others, whether it's in your own house where you're helping out your husband, your partner, your kids, is making sure that you're being of service to others and giving back to others, because that's helpful for other people, but that's helpful for you, and it allows you to get out of that state of mind that you are the only person in this world and everything is just wrapped up in you. And it really takes away wonderful growing opportunities for us to be of service to other people and filling their needs that maybe they didn't know they needed, or we didn't even know they needed. But it really allows for that connection to happen where we can connect with those around us, and we're not always just thinking about ourselves, and it gives you that good feeling inside, of giving back to others. Let's see. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. This one rings really true for me, because I frequently hear people, that's not my problem. And it's like, well, it is. If you're witnessing something that could be harmful to somebody or someone, whether it's bullying, whether it's, somebody using, and you're not saying anything because you're saying, well, it's not my problem, it's not my family member, it's not my friend, it's not my place to say anything. And it's like, I always ask myself, am I going to regret not saying anything? And normally it's a yes. So I kind of use that as a rule of thumb for me, and that's what I live by, is choosing to say something when nobody else will say anything, because you may be that one person that's going to speak up about something that is really important, that may help save somebody's life. And when Martin Luther King talks about speaking up, his is in a different way, I would imagine. I mean, I can't speak for him, obviously, but for me, I mean, it's speaking up for the injustices. And no, that doesn't mean twisting an injustice to serve you, but like a true injustice that isn't driven by resentment, anger, frustration, that is true love and fighting for something that is right. And I think this can be kind of a sketchy topic to talk about, because most people who think they're speaking up for what's right haven't checked themselves, saying, okay, hey, am I creating harm? Am I speaking up because this is truly for the betterment of someone, something, society? And I think people speak up driven by resentment, anger, and hate and bitterness, and that doesn't solve anything. It only intensifies anger, resentment, hate, and nothing really gets solved. So I really think that there's a way that, we can all use our voices in situations and speaking up, whether it's a kid being bullied at school, say something about that. Tell a parent, tell a teacher, be that person's friend, stick up for them. It's we haven't been put here to just watch everything pass us by. We've been put here for a reason, and I would encourage everybody to find what that reason is. It's not just to go to work and do your 9 to 5, make your money, put your money in the bank account, do what is on your checklist. Is to be a part of this world and be a part of what's going on around you, because what I know to be true is none of that stuff is going to the grave with you. Your stuff is not going to be carried in a U-Haul behind you. They're not bringing that. They're going to remember the moments that made a difference. Let's see. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. We're all different. We all come from different backgrounds, but we're all here together. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, it just doesn't matter. Like, we are all the same. We are all the same here, looking for the same thing in life. And yes, there may be different things that make us happy, that we enjoy, but like, we are all human beings that desire to be loved and respected and cared for. And we all deserve a chance to love one another. We all deserve that chance, and we all deserve that chance to have love ourselves and not be judged for who we are and what we're doing. Like, this is where we all got to come together, and that's where that connection comes in, is connecting with one another and finding the similarities, not passing each other by. Shoot, if you're walking down the road and somebody's walking, say hi. If you're in a grocery store and you're about to pass somebody, say hello. You know, like, so many times in life, we're walking by each other and nobody's even lifting their head up from the phone or even having general communication. When we went to Jamaica, I haven't really had a chance to talk about this much, but like, everybody was friendly. And I talked to a few people who had come to America who had gone to different cities, and he's like, nobody talks to each other. And I was like, yeah. He was like, they don't even say hello. They don't even say hi. How are you doing? How's your day going? You know, there could be people coming in and out of a place and nobody even says a word to each other. And I mean, I personally feel like that's sad. That's sad. Go out of your way to say hello to somebody today. You may be the only person that they talk to today. You know, this goes for the elderly, like, or anybody. But like, if you see an old person in a store, say hello to them. Ask them how their day's going. You know, I mean, there's so many different ways we can be of service and communicate to people, and just say hello. How are you? I hope you have a good day. Like, that is a start. Let me pull up this other one. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. 11, change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through conscious struggle. Yeah, that's the truth. 11, love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Man, some of these just speak volumes where I don't even really need to talk about it at all. And it's super impactful for me to hear these, because it's got me in like a really good headspace of like wanting to be of service, forgiving where I need to forgive, and being a part of what's going on around me. Let's see. 11, change does not, oh wait, I already read that one. 12, there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him it is right. You know, this has been a life choice that I have chosen to make. I am not always liked for speaking up in certain situations, and I know there are many other people out there like that, but like, I have a gut intuition, my conscience, which we all have. When something is not right, I cannot help but speak up. It literally makes me sick to not say something. And if that's going on inside of you, I challenge you to put a voice to it. I challenge you to listen to your gut, to listen to your conscience that says that's wrong. That's not okay. And to not let the fear of not saying anything or the fear that's like, oh, don't say anything. That's none of your business. That's none of this. It's like, I just think that if we all take a chance to like push the fear aside and to push aside what we think other people are going to say, because what other people are going to say doesn't really matter. I know it may be hurtful what people say. I get it. I've had a lot of terrible things said about me, but there's one thing I know, that when I've gone to sleep at night, I have known that I did the best to my best ability. I honored my gut, I honored my conscience, and I chose to do the right thing. And if I didn't do the right thing, then I chose to make right my wrongs. And I have not done that perfectly. None of us have, but like, we all have that God-given ability inside, which is our conscience, and it tells us right from wrong, or maybe not even right from wrong is the correct wording, but like, I really challenge you today to see where you can be better in your world. And I really am grateful that somebody like Martin Luther King came before all of us to show us how to do this. And, I'll close with that, but I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care.